Hey everyone, today I'll be reviewing my new MOC FURNO 4.0 Reimagined. Here's just a quick refresher of what FURNO 4.0 actually looked like. This build was a little bit difficult just because I've been running out of red, because so far I've already built Core Hunter, which he had just a little bit, but I used a few very important red pieces that I had on him. And also, I've already built Split Face. I haven't reviewed him yet, but I've already built him, and he has probably 500 red pieces. And so, Furno, I barely had enough pieces for him. I had to use a lot of Lego pieces just to fill in some gaps here and there. Here's just a quick size comparison so you can see how big he is. Here he is up to Nex, which Nex is about 9 inches tall at the very tip of his head. So I would say Furno is almost 10 inches at his jets back here. And here Furno is up to Furno 2.0, which I believe Furno 2.0 is about like 6 inches tall maybe. And here he is up to my Core Hunter MOC. And so he's pretty tall. I think he's the tallest hero so far. So now let's get into the actual review. I'll go ahead and start off with the legs. They took me about 15 minutes to make, and I'm pretty satisfied with their design. Furno 4.0 was always odd to me because he had white armor plates on his thighs, and he had a silver arm. That was always pretty odd because it didn't really seem to fit a diver, but I always liked Furno 4.0. He was actually one of my favorite 4.0 heroes. I think I did a pretty good job here with the legs. I like these big round pieces that I used, I guess, in between the thigh and the shin. It looks pretty good. I put a stopper right here just because I didn't want his legs to extend too far back. Unfortunately, they do extend a little too far forward. His lower legs look pretty good. They're very Technic built. I used a lot of different techniques to get it all stable, and I like how it turned out. I like the use of this Bionicle armor plate piece there. That's one of my favorite Bionicle armor pieces. Also, I used this 2016 Bionicle armor plate on the side. The legs really aren't that complex, but I think they work very well. And he stands pretty well for how heavy he is. Moving on to the arms, I'll start off with the silver arm. I really like the overall design of this arm. It really doesn't have many gaps except for whenever you open up the arm piece. I like this big gear piece that I used right here. I like how it looks whenever it moves. I used a lot of different big armor plate pieces to finish off the arm. I used a Bionicle jet piece, then one of Thunder's feet, and then that Bionicle armor plate piece that I really liked. This arm looks pretty good. It's bulky, just like Furno 4.0's silver arm actually was. His Meteor Blaster arm looks pretty good. I used a Bionicle jet piece in red for the barrel. Then, obviously, I had to use Furno 4.0's actual Meteor Blaster piece, which really finishes off the design. Then I used a harpoon piece just like Furno 4.0 actually had. And also I gave him a flashlight just because he'll need some device to see underwater. I used a Bionicle jet piece just to finish off the back of the arm. Then I used a Hero Factory armor plate, which that one came from 2.0, just to make an extra design on the arm. I really like how the arms look. I think they're very effective, especially for this MOC in particular. As you can see, the actual body uses a lot of Lego pieces, which that's all due to the fact that I have a lack of red Technic pieces, which that's unfortunate, but I don't think it's terrible how many Legos he has. I'll definitely try to use less Legos on my next 4.0 Reimagined MOC, but just for one guy to have a lot of Lego pieces, it is kind of unique for him, and I think that'll be kind of a cool look in the end once I have all of the heroes built, and he kind of stands out. He'll stand out from the crowd just because of his overall design. I like these not jet pieces, these vent pieces on either side. I see those as probably a filtration system, and I think they just look really cool. They also frame the core nicely, and so I think they look pretty good. These wires run all the way to the back to these gas tanks right here. I like the sloping along the side, how it kind of slopes up to these gas tanks. Also, he has the jet pieces just like Furno 4.0 had, and they can move relatively well. These wires kind of interfere sometimes, and they make a noise whenever they move past the wires, which that's not too bad. It kind of restricts them from moving too far and too fast and them kind of wobbling. So I actually kind of like how it all works together. I also use these Hero Factory dish armor plates just for shoulder plates, and I think those work nicely. Overall, the body looks pretty good. I do wish I didn't have to use so many Lego pieces on his body, but overall, I think he turned out looking pretty cool. Right now, I'm working on a project called 4.0 Reimagined, and that's just where I'm recreating every set from 4.0 in my own style and trying to make them as cool as possible. And so here are 8 of the MOCs from that series. Now, I've only reviewed these 8 MOCs, so that means I have 10 more sets to recreate from 4.0. If you've enjoyed this video, I hope you'll like and subscribe and keep watching this 4.0 Reimagined series as it keeps coming out.